celebration. It is online and it celebrates everything fashion and music related. So the whole idea around it is the fact that it stemmed from being a fanzine, a local fanzine created by two friends, fashion, music and festival lovers. As the popularity increased, the recognition came through and we were recognised by Annie Mac, and she took an interest in the brand and the publication, and she ended up now investing into it, and we are now owned by her Annie Mac brand. The whole idea of it concentrates on fusing the ideas of music genres and the different genres and how their fashions change through different music genres, and we want to celebrate that and bring it forwards. There's no doubt about it that fashion and music are very closely linked, and it's hard to divide them sometimes. Like with the example in mainstream music with the Met Gala, it's literally a fundraising event for an art museum, but it's now one of the most highly anticipated events where the biggest names in music wear the best names in fashion. So the two are very, very closely linked. So our target audience will be a quite young demographic, however we don't want to aim too young. So we're going for late adolescents and early adults, so like around 18 to 30-year-old age range. The reason for this is because we still want to aim young for our target audience, because almost a quarter of 16 to 24-year-olds, so 22% of them, still read online websites, and that's the biggest percentage out of all of the age brackets. However, we don't want to go too young, as in below 18, because this graph shows that the percentage of kids, teenagers reading anything that they aren't forced to read outside of class basically has been constantly decreasing from 2005 through to 2015, and it's still been decreasing now. So young under 18-year-olds are simply not reading anything that they don't have to. However, we also want to have a secondary target audience of a slightly older age range, from around 30 to 45-year-olds, 50-year-olds, because they are the original fanzine writers and they are the original party goers, and they still follow their favourite DJs, artists, so there is a key bracket that we want to reach into as well. Other demographics will also include lower and working classes, as we have to follow the target demographic that the music industry targets, and they often, especially with like house music, techno, garage and all of that, they do target the lower classes because they become more relatable and easy to access. We're also going to have a slightly neutral gender ratio, and we're going to have it 60-40 female to male, because we want to keep it quite neutral and not specifically target a specific gender. However, the male publication readers are on the decline, so there are more female readers, so there will be a slight increase in the female to male ratio. Psychographics will include obviously similar interests in music, so maybe even a fan of Annie Mac herself, other DJs like Disclosure, and maybe more local and indie artists. And there'll also be an interest in going to music events like festivals and any other like events like Record Store Day and things like that. But there'll also be a key psychographic of having an interest or living around in and around London, because our TRAX headquarters will be based in London, and many of our articles and journalists will be writing from London, about London, so it'll be very nostalgic and be easy to relate to. So a key interest in the city will be very key. So, what makes TRAX so special is the fact that there is simply no one else like us. There are music publications and there are fashion publications. However, the whole idea around TRAX is the fact that we're going to be focusing solely on the link between the two, so equally talking about fashion and music. So this is a really interesting illustration that I found from the Festival Music Awards, and it's a whole publication about the multi-million-dollar festival industry these days. And it's really interesting because the two biggest age brackets are 21 to 25-year-olds, and then also 41 to 50-year-olds. They're the two key groups of people that are going to festivals. So yeah, so like that's why we want to target the older generations as well, because they make up, well, nearly, there's only 1% in it, so they are one of the biggest group ages to go to these music events. They're still following their music interests and their music loves. So there is a little fan base there that we need to hack into. So physical content of our magazine will include features, lookbooks, very visual, very bright. However, our features will be very insightful. So still keeping it visual, very vibrant, but we want to give our readers something physical to read and still make it enjoyable. It's going to be very colloquial and very conversational. So for example, with this feature, we say the Boys Own Massive are well and truly back, not they went anywhere, we're just letting you know that they're still here. So very conversational and really flowy and really easy to read, because at the end of the day, our publication is here to entertain. We don't want to take ourselves too seriously. Another feature will include young DJs and how they think that their influence on the fashion industry will affect their music. So this will target the younger audiences, and we'll also do a feature called What to Wear Where. So again, be in and around London, the events that are taking place, and this is a Record Store Day 2019 edition of what to wear in different areas of London on Record Store Day. So keeping it very visual, but still very insightful. Our lookbooks will be then extremely visual. So we'll have a main feature, and it will have an accompanying editorial. So with this example, Boys Own will be at the forefront of this lookbook. We also have other editorials and lookbooks with like key styles and trends that are going on in the seasons, so keeping it very current, very fresh. And we'll also have very seasonal edits, so it'll be see now, wear now fashion with the events that are happening in and around summer around London. So like I said before, TRAX has a very unique perspective, very unique advantage, as the fact that there is no one exactly like TRAX. However, there will be competition eventually. So our key competition will be music mags like Billboard, Wire, Mojo and Kerrang, and being so closely tied fashion and music, they do features on fashion and things like that. However, there will also be competition from fashion blogs like London Fashion and Stylist, considering they are based in and around London, so their styles will be very similar to what we show, and they'll also talk about the events that are happening around London. Interestingly, Shortlist would have been one of our biggest competitors, because they talk about music, fashion, television, and it is very male driven. However, now that it's ceased to exist, it does eliminate some of our competition, and it also opens up a gap in the market, so it just shows how needed we actually are. So how will we know if we're any good, if we're successful, and how we make any money? So our advertisements will come mainly from our investor and our owner, Annie Mack, so we'll have exclusive from her music and any other collaborating DJs and artists that she works with. And through her, we'll also have advertisements and endorsements from the BBC Radio 1 team, so constant shout-outs, but also the opportunity to sponsor events and things that are going on. So for example, BBC Radio 1 sponsoring this year's Record Store Day, so through that we will be able to have the opportunity to do the same. Additionally, we'll have crucial social media platforms such as Snapchat and Instagram to reach the younger audiences, and through Snapchat we'll have sponsored live streaming events. So our TRAX Snapchat account will be sponsored to live stream certain events showing off the fashions and the styles that are happening at certain festivals in and around London, a day-to-day thing going around London for what's being worn. And because of that, we'll also be able to then sponsor the actual festivals and events that are happening in London. So that will help us target our target demographic and psychographic, because their interest in music will hopefully lead to their interest in TRAX if they see us at sponsoring these festivals. So are we actually needed? TRAX can be described as unique, refreshing, accessible, and literally just a bit of fun. At the end of the day, these things are designed for entertainment. They are meant to be enjoyable to read and just a little bit of a pleasure to view and be a part of something. We do offer an About Us section and a Contact Us section for any ideas on future events, features and lookbooks. We also do this just to show that we are genuine normal people writing about things we genuinely enjoy. We like our jobs, supposedly, and it's meant to be all about how accessible and approachable we are as a company and as a team. So, why Wix? I chose to use Wix to create TRAX purely because they have 5-star ratings across many of their factors, so ease of use to fun factor. I personally have never used the software, and I saw it as a challenge to actually take a physical skill from this. I enjoy learning, I enjoy studying, so being able to take away an actual skill and put it under my belt is a bonus. And obviously it's very popular and very well known, so through the industry, being able to create successful content on this software is an added bonus to the project. And that is a summary of TRAX.
Well done.